Okay guys, this replay I'm going to start the other way around. M3 Lee, and we have Pascucci Medal, Kalabanovs, Top Gun, Defender, 1200 in damage. And that's on M3 Lee. Yes, tier 4 battle. M3 Lee can dominate. And now the battle. And here is the battle. So we have tier 4 battle. M3 Lee is on top. And on this map, if you want to excel and be really useful in this map, you need to learn how to control the center of the map. As in many maps, there are main kind of general directions where tanks are going. And this map's noob corner would be, guess what, the squares J3, J4. You have always bunch of tanks there, exchanging shots half of the game, very passive position. I do not recommend you ever going there unless it's like a very special circumstance. But in general, I don't go there, and I do not recommend you going there. Great majority of times, team that controls the center of the map controls and wins this game. So our hero is in the middle, and his job is right now is to kill all these first rushers. And since it's a low tier map and there's so many unexperienced players, the whole bunch of them usually will rush at the beginning of the game, and then they'll have other bunch that will sit and I guess guard RT, even RT barely present. And also on the lower tier maps, the role of artillery is overrated. It's much easier to hide from artillery on the lower levels if you know how than on the high level battles. And there are also usually few artillery on the low level battles. So our friend here exercises caution. If you don't know where the enemy is, I do not recommend you to do any advances. You got to learn where the enemy is first, and right now we only know approximate location of very few enemy tanks, and where the rest of them we don't know. So he's trying to stay behind the buildings and behind the bushes. Now here's one, and guys, look how he sits. See, this bush is not transparent. That means enemy cannot see him. And on this side, he is hidden behind a house, so anyone who is A9, A0 will not be able to see him shooting. And right now our friend killing off those initial wave of rushers, and he is invisible to the enemy team. Very safe way to do it. So when still, we're kind of losing here, 5-6. Is another dude who is running to die. An experienced player? Yes. But that's what you get in the low tier battles. And that's why low tier battles, that's where skill matters a lot. Because really one player can win or lose the battle for you. Starting with like tier 6, 5, maybe 5, and well, definitely 6 and above, you need your team's input. Tier 4 and below, you can single-handedly on a good tank win or lose the game. So it's now we have Valentine. Valentine is taken care of. Now he's thinking where to go next. First he decides to go with the rest of the team. And then we have Hetzer on the back. Naturally, Hetzer kills artillery, and again, Hetzer is not very experienced player. He has no life, and he has, I mean, he has very little health points left. Yet he wants to advance all by himself alone. And he pays his price. So our friend here has 5 kills already. There comes another victim. See, and that's kind of the game in the low tier battles. You don't need to go to look after enemy. Enemy will come to you to die. Your job is to find a good position where you will be relatively safe to finish them off. So we know it's probably the most dangerous player on enemy team now, that French tank destroyer. The downside of that particular tank, if you guys ever played it, it's very slow. So what's our M3 Lee is going to do now is try to flank through the middle of the map to see what's going on. Unfortunately, French tank destroyer killed B1, and now we have a dilemma where to go. Do we go back south to try to work and try to face tank destroyer, or we go and try to flank? M3 Lee definitely has better dynamics and speed, so we can try to see what we can see in the middle. And then there's also Marder and 3 artillery. So one of the main goals is do not put yourself in a position where you will be vulnerable to artillery shots. The score is 10-13, and it doesn't look very good. So, here's the French tank destroyer. Unfortunately, we cannot get it. However, T-57 artillery has been discovered and destroyed. Now, the problem is enemy knows where we are, and here's Marder. We got a shot. We need to kill Marder real fast before any other possible artillery can get us. So this has to be quick, even at the expense of getting a shot at you. So, and now we need to go away. We are not really in danger of enemy capping. Again, that French tank destroyer is extremely slow tank. The bigger problem is we do not know where the artillery is. Somebody's capping, and that's one of the mistakes. You don't, it's arguable, but you start capping and you immediately let enemy know your locations and whereabouts. Perhaps it would be better for that French artillery to sit in the bush trying to ambush M3 Lee instead of doing what it does. It didn't even see M3 Lee until it was too late. Don't always go for capping in situations like that. So I have Su-26, Su-26 now. Su-26 decides to shoot at the dead B1 body. Gets struck and killed. Hey, look guys, we have 9 kills. Here's the interesting situation. I have 2 tanks left, right? 1 on each team. What do we do? If M3 Lee goes for the enemy cap now, there's a chance by the time it reaches the cap artillery will get here, enemy artillery, and starts capping too, and that's a draw. So it's interesting question. So it is very possible to do a draw here. I guess our friend decided it's time to go for the cap. And guys, here you'll see the mistake enemy that will do. M3 Lee is still very close to our base when enemy starts capping, and immediately let us know where it is. If you left in the game like two tanks, one against the other, and your tank is weaker, don't start cap until the other side starts capping. Sit somewhere hidden near enemy base in the bush. As soon as the opposing side starts capping, you cap too, and there's a good chance that it will be a draw. And right now, the game is over. Several mistakes were made, and this allow our friend to finish this game with 10 kills and winning the battle for its team. Hope you enjoyed the battle, and this is one of the low level battles that I was asked to do. And the second battle on entry leaf from the same subscriber of mine, this time on Murovanka, and we start in the southern base. First thing we do, destroy the base. We don't want the supplies. I hope by now you know why. Don't have to repeat that. And here in Murovanka, you have an option: go forest or go hill. If you start south, don't go forest. Bad strategy. What you want to do, you want to take this second hill and control it. Even if enemy takes over the forest, they have to go draw line J and K on free empty space where you can kill them off sitting in the bushes on that hill close to your base. Getting this hill is pretty much like winning half of the battle. And my friend here is in a tier 4 tank and tier 5 battles. So there are only kind of 3 tier 5 tanks. Um, he plays rather aggressive for M3 Lee, as most of the players prefer it in tank destroyer role, playing from the back. He goes all the way to the front line. Running ahead, he will receive a ace tanker badge for this battle. And getting this M7 on fire probably helped a lot. So he got on the crossfire a bit here. And for whatever reason, enemy team decided to go and storm through the middle of the village. Generally bad idea, don't do that. What you want to do if you start on the other resp is do what the Churchill 3 does and help him a bit. Going through the forest can be valuable in the public battles actually. If you're going against not very experienced team. But everything from now on is simply finishing off the enemy, because this team, the green team, took a strategically important point location on this second hill, and the enemy team did not send enough tanks to protect it. So what we do now, finishing enemy off, and I'll speed it up a bit, and at the end of the game I'll show you guys the report. And that's pretty much it. I posted this replays because, well, I was sent those replays to show how good M3 League could be, and B, because one of my subscribers asked me to post some of the low level battles that would be suitable for new players. And here we go. And here are the post-game reports. So the moral of these two battles: if someone can do it, guys, you can do it too. Learn to play, improve your skills, and you'll have fun even with the tanks that people love to hate.